Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Popcorn Poppin. I feel like it's been a while since I did this, but I think I did it last week. How's it going? I'm very last minute with everything. I apologize. All right. Let's go ahead and get down to it. We're going to start with some news. All right, Black Mirror, a new trailer actually came out for this, so I'm pretty excited about it. It's coming back very soon, but they announced it's coming back season 5 or whatever the new season is. Coming back June 15th on Netflix. They're going to have 5 episodes. I wish it was 6. I was thinking it was going to be 6, so I was kind of surprised that it wasn't 6. I don't know if they've ever did 5 episodes before, but they've done 3. I'm just glad it's not one of those seasons. So let's be grateful that we're getting what we're going to get. Next, Sydney Sweeny as Spider-Girl. I read earlier that they're going to be doing a Madam Web spin-off movie for the Spider-Man universe, and that's Dakota Johnson from 50 Shades of Grey going to play Madam Web, but also they've announced that they think, they haven't fully actually confirmed it, but Sydney Sweeney is supposed to be playing Spider-Girl. I think that's okay. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know. I like her on Euphoria, okay, but her character's annoying as hell. But that movie Nocturne, I think I'm saying it right. It's on Hulu. I think she's actually a very good actress after seeing that movie or actually remembering that movie. Because thinking about her in Euphoria, I was like, I don't know. It's just her character that drives me nuts. It's not the actress's fault. So that's an interesting little rumor that I think is going to be true. The Rock officially announced that he's going to be returning to the Fast universe. Surprise if you didn't watch the new Fast and Furious movie, but I'm sure you've heard online by now because it's everywhere that he's returning, and so is someone else. I won't ruin that for you. But I was thinking, well, instead of doing Fast 10 Part 2 or Part Do or 10 do Hobbs and Shaw 2 and make more money. And they said that they are going to be doing Hobbs, but he just says it's just Hobbs. No Shaw? I'm not going to watch it if Jason Statham ain't in it. Hobbs and Shaw was like, okay. The thing that sucked about the movie was it's full of quips. It's full of like scenes that should have been really well written by good comedy writers, at least, to where you got two like gruff motherfuckers yelling at each other. And it didn't seem like they had a comedy writer doing that. Your head is so bald, I cannot see any of the hair on your head. You know what you look like? A bald guy. And you're shorter than me, and I'm bigger than you. Like that's my Rock impersonation. I didn't think it was that good. Anyways, I'm not that excited about it. I'm not excited for a Hobbs movie. I'd rather there be a Shaw, so let's riot. Next, writers' strike update. I feel like I should just update this every week because they have new announcements for projects that aren't going to be being made, but I just want to announce some other movies and television shows that have been affected. I have talked about some of these, but I haven't talked about all of these, so I thought it'd be a good idea to do that. Let's see. So, Community, the movie actually paused production because of the writer's strike. Stranger Things is not going to be moving forward until the writer's strike's done. Some shows I don't watch but I've heard of are Hacks, Uncoupled, The Old Man, The Shy, P-Valley, the Penguin miniseries. I think it's a miniseries with Colin Farrell. That's been shut down. Severance. That show has been taking forever to come back. Daredevil. So I know that's going to affect a lot of people. A Night of Seven Kingdoms, which is a Game of Thrones spinoff series. That's not coming back either. It's wild, man. It's wild. I'm trying to also. Sorry, I'm also trying to share this. It's been a while since I've done this. I promise I'll never be ill prepared again. It's just when life hands you craziness, you got to be quick about. You got to be quick about it. I'm just saying words. When life gets really crazy, you got to just try to go as smoothly as possible, but not like this. And it doesn't matter. No one's watching, so I'll just keep going. What other things? Loot with Maya Rudolph. That is not going to be coming back till that's done. Billions, which I can't believe that show is still on. I quit it a while ago, but apparently that's still going. At least it was still going until it won't be. Evil, which I don't watch, but I hear is pretty good. American Horror Story, can't believe that's still on, but that's got stopped. Spider-Man 4, Holland actually announced that talks for his return have been paused because of the writer's strike. So it's pretty interesting how much this is affecting people. And there are rumors that the Directors Guild Association and the Screenwriters Guild, or I'm sorry, the Screen Actors Guild Association, probably one too many A's, they might be doing strikes soon too. So this AI business is not only about AI, it's about other things. I recommend you check it out, but AI is like a big component of what the writers are scared about, and that's production companies using AI to write scripts, which would make humans obsolete. AI is scary, but some people shouldn't embrace it, but also some people should fight for their jobs. So I understand. It's all speculation at this point about the rumors of the DGA and the SAG actually going on strike, but we'll see. Next up, OppenHeimer has been announced to be rated R. The only reason this is kind of news is because Chris Nolan's only done 2 other R-rated movies, and that was Memento and what was the other one? Insomnia with Al Pacino and what's his name? I can picture him. Jumanji. Robin Williams. I can't believe I forgot his name. Sorry about that. He's only done 2 other R-rated movies, and it's been a while, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's barely news, but it's sort of interesting, and this is my show, and I'm allowed to talk about what I want to talk about, and that's what I've decided to talk about there. Aqua Man 2 adjustments. James Wan actually admitted that they've done some adjustments to Aqua Man 2. It's been pushed back a lot, but since James Gunn has taken over the new universe of DCEU, they've made adjustments, and you can tell that they've done it with Shazam 2 for obvious reasons if you saw the movie. So I'm excited that this will be more of a hopefully smooth transition to the new DCEU, because I thought that they were just going to release these movies as they were before the James Gunn deal. All right, let's do a recap. Oh, no, before we do a recap, The Flash is coming fast because he's The Flash. You get it? It's a pun. It's not coming out next week. It's coming out June 16th. But in this segment for Heads Up, I remind you that you might want to catch up before this new movie or television show comes out. And this time it is The Flash. So I'm assuming, going to want to watch Batman v Superman, Justice League, maybe the Snyder Cut, and perhaps as well Michael Keaton's Batman and Batman Returns. I don't think we're going to see any other Batman, but who knows? People are speculating you might see some Christian Bale. I highly doubt it, but I would recommend to at least watch. I'm probably going to rewatch Tim Burton's Batman, and that's it. I don't need to watch Batman v Superman or Justice League again. So that's what's happening June 16th. All right, real quick about what I'm watching right now. These are just lists of shows that are not new necessarily. They're on right now, though. Justified isn't, but the miniseries Primeval, which is actually been announced recently that they might do multiple seasons, but in any case, it's coming back July 18th, so I'm catching up with it on Hulu. It's Adventures of U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, a modern-day Old West cowboy in Kentucky. It stars Timothy Olyphant and Walton Goggins. I highly recommend it. It says The Flash is coming. Oh, Platonic, starring Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. Apple TV Plus Wednesdays. It's a comedy about a married woman and recently divorced man reconnecting their platonic relationship and the complications it can bring. I do think the show is popping for Rose Byrne alone. The show altogether is decent, but she's the best part of it. Silo on Fridays, Apple TV Plus. I don't know if I can fully recommend the show. If you like those shows like Lost and like The Foundation and shit like that, where it's like a society in a sci-fi type of setting or a post-apocalyptic setting, trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on, and you slowly find out because the writers don't exactly know. This show has that. Rebecca Ferguson is the forefront, where in the future, a mysterious illness released on Earth forces a society to live inside a giant underground silo. Is the illness real? Who knows? But it's okay. I like it sometimes. I dislike it others. I will say that people die left and right. So that was one thing I respected about the show. Class of 09, Wednesdays on Hulu. Again, this is another one I don't know if I should say poppin' or not, because it's very slow moving, but it does have Brian Tyree Henry and Kate Mara. And it does have a cool way of showing 3 different storylines of the same characters setting in different times. A class of FBI agents set in 3 distinct points in time who grapple with immense changes as the U.S. criminal justice system is altered by artificial intelligence. White House Plumbers actually ended last week. I highly, highly recommend it. It's Poppin' for show. It's about the Watergate scandal, and the buffoons are played by Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux. Very interesting. I haven't done research after watching the series, but I'm wondering how much of it is true, but specifically for the repercussions of what happened to the people that did it. Queen Cersei, I'm sorry I can't remember your name, but she's great in the show. Man, I can't remember her name. I'll look it up in a little bit, but she's great in the show. Also, these 2 guys are dope as well. I highly recommend it. It's on Max, about like 5 episodes long, 5 or 6 mini series, so you just get through it. The Citadel had their season finale as well. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. Another show I don't necessarily say is Poppin', but I do recommend it as a background show, actually. It is a memory loss, super secret agent show that stars Richard Madden and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. It's all right, but one thing that's interesting is the show ended with, they haven't announced if they're doing a season 2. I'm assuming that they will because Amazon likes to spend as much money as they possibly can on some of their television series, aka Rings of Power, but they have announced that they're making a Citadel universe, and the next one's coming out next year. It's another television show called Citadel Diana, which is an Italian chapter of the Citadel verse, the Citadel spy verse. Silly, but whatever. Like I said, it was entertaining enough. The trailer that they show is a little generic, but it looks like it's better than the Citadel Prime. YellowJackets, highly recommend. They had their season finale last week. You can watch it on Showtime, get an add-on on Amazon Prime, get an add-on on Paramount Plus. Highly recommend this show, though, at least do the trial just to watch the first 2 seasons. I think it's already been greenlit for season 3. It must have been because I do think this is a popular show. The season ended pretty good when it comes to the past. Oh, by the way, it's about in 1996, an all-female high school soccer team crashes into an inescapable, creepy wilderness, and presently how some survivors deal with the repercussions of said wilderness. They killed off a huge person in the future. Or should I say in the present? So the adult version, they killed someone off. The coach in the wilderness does something fucked up to the girls, and the co-creator is actually Ashley Lyle announced that there will be a bonus episode between the season that just ended and next season, so be on the lookout for that. Check it out on Showtime. Dave is on Hulu. They had their season finale last week as well. This season is about Dave on tour. I was supposed to watch the rest of the episodes today. Got pretty busy, but I will say from what I've seen, I've watched half of the series of the season so far. I dig it. All right, on to the finales. We got a lot of finales to get through, so let's get through them. And this is series finales, by the way. Succession, big show, big rich white people show. I liked the finale. It's about a rich white family that fights for a gajillion-dollar conglomerate. Character by character, Kendall just tries and tries, man. He just tries and tries, and his tactics of being one for all and fuck the rest is it proves what happens when you try to do that. Shiv makes a huge decision, and I dug that she stuck with her guns for one thing, but I'm interested if it was more tactful for herself. It kind of sucked to see a female character be embarrassed by a male character with their last shot. I won't say what it was, but it's like, damn, dude, holy shit. I love Tom. Tom is super dope. It was interesting to see how his shit ended. And Roman had the best little line of it just being all shit. I highly recommend the series. It's definitely popping. I will say the final season is very different. There is a big shift on how the rest of the series is. And the first 2 seasons are the best, in my opinion, but it's overall a show worth watching. Ted Lasso. This final season, I was not the biggest fan of. I think the ending was just fine. It's about an American that coaches a great British football, a not so great British football team. It was an hour and a half finale. Succession was an hour and a half as well. So you get 2 movies as finales. And Ted Lasso did an okay job. It was a corny season with a corny finale, but Overall, the show is a feel-good show. The first season's the best, but seasons 2 and 3 are okay. Season 3 is probably my least favorite, though, to be honest. Barry ended. It's an assassin that seeks redemption through a washed-up actor's acting school. The first 3 seasons, super dope. The third season, one of my favorite seasons of television. The show was ran by Bill Hader, the star, and Alec Berg, who worked on Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld, Euro Trip, and some other things. The Dictator, maybe some others. In any case, Silicon Valley. He did not write season 4, and you can tell because season 4 is more drama. They trick you, and it drives me nuts that they trick you. They give you this great food for the first 3 seasons, and all of a sudden they change the menu, but it's the same restaurant. But you want to see how everything turns out. So overall, the show is worth watching. It is a very artistic, well-made show. It's just that final season gets a little pretentious. I liked some elements, specifically with someone's son and how they look at their father in the final scene of the series. And I don't like what they did with NoHo Hank, but in any case, the show's worth it. You can check it out on Max. Fatal Attraction on Paramount Plus. That show I don't think will be coming back because of the way the show turned out. It is a re-envisioning of, it's not a remake. I'd say a re-envisioning. It was inspired by the movie that starred Michael Douglas and Glenn Close about a mentally unstable mistress and Michael Douglas. This one stars Joshua Jackson and Lizzie Kaplan. Not enough Lizzie Kaplan in this season. Sometimes the show is so well made, and there's other times where you're like, this is super fucking weird. There's a certain death scene in a pool that is comical. It's so stupid. Just watch it. It's so stupid. But overall, I do think people should check it out. Don't think you're going to watch a remake of the movie. The beginning of the show is definitely a remake, but then it kind of turns into its own thing. I don't like what they did with the daughter, but in any case, it seemed like too far a little bit with the doctor. In any case, I recommend it. It's on Paramount Plus. I don't think they'll come out the new season. If they do, maybe I'll check it out. But this show didn't have enough Lizzie Kaplan, and from how it ended, I'm not very interested in the second season. All right, let's go on to the big ones. All right. I know this movie came out last week, but I'll just wanted to say real quick, Little Mermaid was very good. I thought it was excellent. It is kind of weird to see underwater shit because they have to move slower. So for that aspect of it, it was kind of annoying, but it was realistic, as realistic as you can make a underwater mermaid movie. Is it Haley Bailey or Halle Bailey? In any case, she did fucking fantastic. Great voice, excellent voice. I'm not familiar with her at all. I'm familiar with her sister in Swarm on Amazon Prime, but she was fantastic. I was very, very happy. Javier Bardem could have had a little more fun with King Triton, but he was dope, I guess. You know who was really good, who when I looked at them, I was like, I don't know if I like the look of Sebastian, but Daveed Diggs fucking knocked Sebastian out of the park with kind of his own version of Sebastian as well. Aquafina as Scuttle, I believe, the bird. She was great, and they have a great rap scene where as they're rapping, I could tell almost immediately who wrote that song, and I was right. And I'll just tell you, it was Lin-Manuel Miranda. I didn't know he worked on this film, but he did. And I think he did 3 original songs, and the rap, the Scuttle rap, you can tell. Scuttlebutt, it's very, very good. I highly recommend it. Anyways, overall, the show's worth it. Take your kids to see it. It was very entertaining. I don't really have any complaints that I can think of. Oh, some scenes were really dark, and not dark like, oh, that was dramatic or something like that. It was hard to see, and that was kind of annoying. And it was because like there are scenes where she goes further and further deeper into the depths of the sea, which would be dark. So that really makes sense. It checks out. But it was kind of like I literally can't see and I want to see stuff. But that's not really a complaint necessarily because it's realistic. It is not as dark as what's that battle called? The Wall, the Battle at the Wall, the King of the North. I don't know. The Battle of the Bastards, not the Battle of the Bastards. The Longest Night. in Game of Thrones. That episode. Anyways, go see The Little Mermaid. Totally worth it. Oh, and what's her name? Melissa McCarthy was excellent as Ursula. Like, perfect casting. Great job. Across the Spider-Verse, the movie that everyone's talking about, at least all the nerds anyway. Excellent job. I am getting very tired of multiverse movies, but this was a great one. It tied in the multiverse and MCU, everything. I won't give away too much, but they give you a lot. In my opinion, Into the Spider-Verse was superior. Reason being, for one, we all didn't know that Into the Spider-Verse was going to be that good. I don't think anyone knew that. I knew it was going to be good, but not that fucking good. That movie is one of my favorite movies. I think my favorite Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man 2. And by Spider-Man 2, I mean Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 starring Tobey Maguire. Reason being is because I think it's just a well-made film. Great cinematography, great comedy, great character development and stakes and conflicts. Excellent. Into the Spider-Verse is a comic book on screen. And it's fast. It jumps a lot. It's hilarious. It's got a lot of shit going on. The animation's super dope. 2 has all the things. It's just, I think for me personally, I like the ADD aspect of Into the Spider-Verse, where there's so much going on and so much eye-popping shit. It's hard to keep up. This movie that has a lot of scenes like that and sequences where it's hard to keep up, but it's a lot more calm. We start the movie off with Gwen's point of view. She's going through something that is the setup for resolution for the end of this film. It does overall star Miles Morales, but it was a little more from the point of view of Gwen for a lot of the movie. And what they do with the animation's fucking amazing. They do these watercolor aspects with her dimension, and I looked it up, and apparently that's close to how watercolors were used for her comic books. So that was cool. There's so much research that you can do with this movie, and so many spider people in it, you have no idea. You're going to see new spider people you haven't seen before. You're going to see familiar spider people you've seen before. You may even see characters from spin-offs that you didn't think you would see. I don't want to reveal too much, but the movie is absolutely worth seeing in theaters. 100% poppin'. Go see it. The Into the Spider-Verse was better. One complaint is the end. The movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Didn't feel like 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It felt like 2 hours, and I don't say that as a slight either. There's a long staring scene between Miles and someone else, and it's the final scene of the movie. And it was like, okay, this needs to stop. And I was thinking there's 20 minutes left, but no, it was the last scene of the movie. There is no end credits scene. And I just wish this movie, as I had predicted, was more of a setup for the third movie, which will come out next year. So keep that in mind. Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out in March. Across the Spider-Verse is in theaters now. Expect a cliffhanger. I knew it needed a cliffhanger. I just wish it would have tied up at least some more stories instead of just Gwen's story, at least Gwen's conflict with her father. So go check it out. The Boogeyman. I had time to see this today, and honestly, I was glad I watched it. It's a Stephen King story, apparently, and it is fairly good for a horror movie. I think horror is an extremely difficult genre that when you look at critics and audience members, everyone's way too hard on horror. It's a really hard thing to do to scare other people. And you have to have more of a suspension of disbelief of believing something is scary or also believing that what's happening is creative and hard to do, because it is. And The Boogeyman's pretty good. It stars the younger version of Juliette Lewis's character in YellowJackets, which I did not know, Chris Messina, and I think that's Princess Leia and Obi-Wan. I'm not positive. Forgot to look it up before this. But to keep things moving along, it's about the Boogeyman. It's scary, spooky. It reminded me, the Boogeyman itself reminded me of Antlers, if you haven't seen that. But I think this is a better movie. Sorry about that. I do think this is a better movie. It's not better than Smile, which I liked a lot. I think it's well directed, but there are moments where you're like, that doesn't make any sense, as most movies or horror movies come across. And there are some characters that say such wild shit that it's not, you're supposed to be like, oh, that character's such a bitch. But it just didn't make any sense why this person would say such things like, What's her problem? Dude, her mom just died. Leave her alone. Or you really sure you should be wearing your dead mother's dress? Ashley, stop. What? I'm just saying it can't be healthy. Like, my dad was gone for a year when he studied abroad. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like, she says some wild shit like that. I don't think the character's name was Ashley, but it was stupid. That was very, very stupid. In any case, the movie's worth. I think it's a good date night movie. So family movie, go see Little Mermaid. If you want to go for a good date movie, go see Boogeyman. And if you want to go nerd out, go watch Across the Spider-Verse. Reality on Max. This movie was okay. I don't necessarily recommend it for everyone. It's just the newest movie that's streaming. I wanted to add it to it because Sydney Sweeney is on a trajectory to stardom right now. I'm very proud of her. Even though I was talking mad shit about her last week until I remembered Nocturne. She was pretty good in this movie. This movie's weird. It's all in one location. It's like set in real time. And the dialogue is an actual FBI transcript of an actual situation. It's okay. That's it. I think you should leave. If you want to watch some great sketch comedy with Tim Robinson from SNL, along with some appearances like Fred Armisen, Will Forte, Tim Heidecker, check this fucking show out. It's fucking hilarious. It's so great. The new season was awesome as well. They got a lot more weird, and maybe I liked previous seasons more. I don't know, but I'm still laughing extremely hard. Love the show. Watch it on Netflix right now. All right, here are some coming attractions for some things I won't watch that you might watch. For instance, it's just one thing. Human Resources is a show that spun off from Big Mouth. I actually don't follow Big Mouth anymore. I think I'm 2 seasons behind, and they're in their final season right now. It might be a season and a half. It's not necessarily a bad show. It's just when it's just dirty jokes all the time, it's almost not funny anymore. But it is a very well-written show, and I haven't watched Human Resources yet. So if you like Human Resources, it's coming out June 9th, or it's coming back June 9th on Netflix. All right, next week. I don't know if I'm going to see this, guys. I will have to be dragged to it. And I already know someone that might not drag me to see the movie, but I will be supportive and go see Transformers 17, Rise of the Beasts. I don't want to. Honestly, though, the trailer, I watched it because I don't have interest in the movie, and it looks fairly good, but I'm just so roboted the fuck out, man. I have no interest in seeing this movie, but I will maybe go see it because it's the only new movie coming out, and someone wants to see it, so I think I'm going to see it. But this is coming out in theaters June 9th. More exciting news. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia returns with their new season Wednesday on FXX at 10 p.m. and it'll be on Hulu the next day. Very exciting stuff. If you haven't watched the show yet, watch almost the entire series. Some episodes they took off because it was too risque, but the show is fucking awesome. Check it out. Very well written. The newer seasons aren't as good as like seasons like 2 through 10. But it's still very well made show and very topical as the years progress. All right. New show, very controversial show called The Idol is starting tonight. This is written by the guy who did Euphoria. I shouldn't know his name by now. He's in a lot of hot water. A lot of people are talking mad shit because, Euphoria had a lot of sex in it with teenagers. So why should we like this guy? Dude, you guys loved this shit the first season, so don't be a fucking hypocrite. I thought the show was weird because it's not showing teenagers fuck, and it didn't really bother me that it's showing characters they're showing actors that are portraying high schoolers going through sexy situations. That's whatever to me because that's when people first get sexy, when they're teenagers. It's them going through like the hard shit, like fucking getting taken advantage of, drugs. It's really those aspects, the dark aspects that made me feel uncomfortable, but made me know as well that this is a well-made show. Second season or third, I can't remember. Whatever the last season was, wasn't the biggest fan of, but the show was great. Anyways, the guy that did this, Sam Levinson, he also did Malcolm and Marie. I fucking love Malcolm and Marie. So now he's got this new show called The Idol, which stars Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, and The Weeknd. So Lily Rose Depp, I've seen her in Yoga Hosers, terrible movie, but if you like Kevin Smith, you might like it. She was okay in that, and she also starred in like Wolf, I think it was called. I don't know, some weird movie. I didn't watch it, but I think that she might be good in this. I think it's an interesting subject, but it's already in hot water. Critics are saying it's terrible. I do have a bad feeling about it because I don't dislike the Weeknd, but I don't like the Weeknd. It's nothing against him. Some songs I get a groove to or a vibe to, but overall, I'm not the biggest fan of the Weeknd. And I don't know if he's going to be a good actor. And he looks like a fucking douchebag there. I don't think he's supposed to be playing a good character anyways. Idol tonight, 9 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Max. Eric Andre show returns. Technically Mondays at midnight. Midnight is a new day, so that shouldn't say Sundays. But in any case, if you want to, in a few hours, the new season starts. Thank you for watching. That's it. That's the end. See you next week, guys. I'll have better stuff, I promise. Sorry for being so long.